For a second overall pick, Victor Oladipo sure gets little to no coverage, especially in the national scene. Yes, you heard that right. Oladipo was the second overall pick in a 2013 draft class that featured a lot of big hits and big misses. You have star level to above average guys such as Giannis, CJ McCollum, Steven Adams, and Dennis Schroeder. Then you have Anthony Bennett. Yeah, enough said. But Oladipo is an intriguing player for several reasons. One, he's already 27 years old despite looking like a teenager. Two, he's had bad luck throughout his career, such as being poorly developed as a player, having to play with Russell Westbrook, and injuries. And three, he's had some breakout performances throughout his career that shouldn't be chalked up as one-hit wonders. These are Victor Oladipo's 7 breakout games. Just a disclaimer, as I did with my Carmelo Anthony video, I'm taking one game from each of Oladipo's 7 seasons, and the game had to have resulted in a win. Number 1, February 21st, 2014 versus the New York Knicks. This game pains me as a Knicks fan because I remember watching it. Losing stupid games like this against bad teams in which they were in a position to win are one of the main reasons why the Knicks just missed the playoffs. Anyway, with that bias out of the way, the Orlando Magic were in the midst of a terrible season. After trading away Dwight Howard to the Los Angeles Lakers 2 off-seasons prior, they were in full rebuild mode. Coming to this game, the Magic had a 16-40 record and lost 3 straight, although all 3 losses were by single digits. In those 3 losses, Oladipo combined for 17 points on 7 of 24 shooting. That's 29%. And it seemed like his struggles would continue as he shot 3 of 10 for 11 points through 3 quarters. However, Oladipo finally got going in the 4th quarter, hitting 4 of his 6 shots and scoring 9 points as the Magic rallied to send the game into overtime. Despite only scoring 2 points in the first overtime, those 2 points tied the game with just under a minute and a half left and sent the game to double OT. From there, Oladipo would score 8 of the Magic's 16 points in the period as they pulled away for a 129-121 win. Oladipo's hot shooting and clutch plays in the second half led to him finishing with 30 points on 11 of 23 shooting, 14 assists, and 9 rebounds. Number 2, January 12, 2015 versus the Chicago Bulls. Oladipo missed the first 9 games of this season, but it didn't matter as the Magic only won 3 of those first 9 games and finished with 25 wins overall. Coming to this game, they had lost 6 straight, 3 of which were blowout losses to Detroit, the Lakers, and Portland. Oladipo's numbers weren't bad during the streak. He was averaging 17.7 points per game, but in the game against Portland, he shot 6 of 21 from the field, including 0 of 6 from 3, and turned the ball over 4 times. After scoring 9 points on 4 of 9 shooting in the first half of this game, Oladipo got going with 11 points in the 3rd quarter, hitting 4 of his 5 shots and 2 from long range as the Magic surged to a 15-point lead. Oladipo then hit 7 of 8 free throws and scored 13 points in the 4th quarter as the Magic held on for a 121-114 win in Chicago. Oladipo finished with 33 points on 11 of 17 shooting, including 3 of 4 from downtown and 8 of 10 from the charity stripe. Number 3, March 18th, 2016 versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yes, I know the Magic lost this game and I'm breaking my own rule yet again. But hey, Oladipo had 40 in this game, so I have to give him props for it. Blame the team for blowing a lead in this one because that's what happened. The Magic had a 3-point edge going into the 4th quarter and only scored 17 points in a 109-103 loss. But Oladipo was on fire from the jump. He scored 16 points on 6 of 8 shooting in the 1st quarter. He cooled down with 8 points in the 2nd but poured in 15 more in the 3rd before being shut down for 6 in the 4th. Still, Oladipo exploded for 45 points on 16 of 22 shooting, including 6 of 7 from downtown. Number 4, November 16, 2016 versus the Houston Rockets. This was Oladipo's lone season in Oklahoma City after being traded, so you already know that he had to take his shots when he could, considering he was playing with Russell Westbrook. Luckily on this day, he took a lot of shots and knocked them down. Looking to snap a 4-game skid, Oladipo ignited the offense with 10 points on 4 or 5 shooting in the 1st quarter as the Thunder raced out to a 6-point lead. He scored 7 more in the 2nd and 9 in the 3rd on 4 and 4 shooting. Despite only scoring 3 points in the final period, it came on a key 3-pointer to tie the game as part of an 11-0 run as the Thunder won 105-103. Oladipo finished with 29 points on 12 of 18 shooting, including 5 of 7 from long range, along with 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Number 5, December 10th, 2017 versus the Denver Nuggets. This was Oladipo's breakout year. After being traded to Indiana for Paul George, he was finally in an organization that catered to his needs and had a good team around him. Oladipo averaged a career-high 23.1 points per game and led the Pacers to 48 wins and an almost first-round upset of the Cleveland Cavaliers. A huge part of his success was his accuracy, as he shot 48% from the field and 37% from three. Fortunately for the team, Oladipo's shot was on in this game because they needed all of his points. After scoring 15 points in the first half, in which the Pacers fell behind by as many as 19 points, Oladipo netted 15 in the third quarter alone on 5 of 9 shooting. Oladipo sparked a late fourth quarter rally with 11 points, including 8 straight in the last 3 minutes out of regulation, as the Pacers came back from an 8-point deficit to go into overtime. In OT, the Pacers shut down the Nuggets, outscoring them 12-2 and holding them to 1 field goal, which came with 13 seconds left in the game. Oladipo, who scored 6 in the period, finished with a career-high 47 points on 15 of 28 shooting, including 6 of 12 from downtown, 11 of 13 from the foul line in the 126-116 win. Number 6, January 4th, 2019 versus the Chicago Bulls. Now, you guys probably remember this game since it's fairly recent. This wasn't the prime Bulls with Derrick Rose. This Bulls team was in full rebuild mode with Zach LaVine and Lauri Markkanen. Meanwhile, the Pacers were hot, having won 5 straight coming into this matchup. Oladipo had been on and off during the streak. He had 2 games of 20-plus points, including 26 against the Brooklyn Nets, but in between he had games of 12, 16, and 7 points. In the first quarter, Oladipo struggled, missing 5 of his 7 shots. He went 3 of 6 from the field in the second quarter, but missed all 3 of his long-range attempts. Finally, Oladipo found his shot in the third quarter, going 5 of 9 from the field for 12 points as the Pacers pulled within 3. But then he went silent in the fourth quarter with 4 points as the Pacers couldn't hold on to a late lead and went into overtime. However, Oladipo would redeem himself, netting 9 of the team's final 12 points, including the game-tying and game-winning shots that left the Pacers to the 119-116 victory. His final stat line was 36 points on 14 of 28 shooting, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. And finally, number 7, March 10th, 2020 versus the Boston Celtics. Obviously, this season is still up in the air, but statistically, this was Oladipo's best game considering he's only played 13 games thus far. Now, the Pacers lost, but not without a fight. After being held scoreless in the opening period, Oladipo broke off for 13 points and 3 threes in the second quarter. However, he was held in check again in the third quarter, only scoring 2 points as the Pacers fell behind by 14. But Oladipo ignited a rally with 12 fourth-quarter points, including 10 straight midway through the period. Oladipo finished with 27 points on 9 of 16 shooting, including 5 of 7 from long range and 7 rebounds in a 114-111 loss. So what do I want you guys to take away from this video? Well, after a roller coaster first few years of his career, Oladipo has a stable home in Indiana. Whether they can eventually contend for a title remains to be seen, but it's good to see him on a conference contender that'll be in the thick of things for the foreseeable future. Let me know what you think of this video. Thank you for watching, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.